The human fleet drifted quietly into the Galactic Council chamber. The ships were old, battered, and slow, their metal hulls scratched and faded from decades of use. Captain John Carter stood on the bridge of the lead ship, the USS Liberty, staring out at the vast hall. The chamber stretched as far as the eye could see, filled with ships from alien civilizations, all gleaming with lights and power far beyond what humans had ever built. John adjusted his uniform and tried to steady his nerves. Around him, crew members scurried, checking instruments and running final diagnostics. Engineer Lisa Brown tapped on a console, muttering under her breath about outdated wiring and worn-out engines. Tactical Officer Kevin Ross leaned against the wall, arms crossed, quietly observing the alien fleet that surrounded them. "Remember," John said, his voice firm, "we're here to show we belong. Don't let their size or looks scare you." Lisa snorted. "Belong? Captain, our fleet looks like a collection of museum pieces compared to that." She pointed toward a sleek, silver alien ship that glowed with energy fields. "They could tear us apart without even trying." Kevin chuckled softly. "Then maybe they should try before we prove them wrong." John gave a small smile. "We stay calm, we follow protocol, and we do our job." The council chamber doors opened and the humans floated in, guided by a small team of diplomats. Among them was Laura Mitchell, a young human ambassador. She had been trained in etiquette, diplomacy, and alien languages, but seeing the alien ships in person made her stomach twist with nerves. The aliens towered over the humans in every way, taller, brighter, faster, and clearly confident. "Look at them," whispered a crew member beside her. "They probably think we're a joke." Laura nodded, forcing herself to stand tall. She remembered the instructions from her superiors. Remain calm, speak politely, and never reveal fear. Still, she could hear laughter echoing in her mind, imagining alien voices mocking the tiny human fleet. The first alien representative to speak was a tall, angular being named Varkin. His skin shimmered like liquid metal, and his eyes glowed a deep green. He floated forward, ignoring the humans completely. "You come to the council with these relics." His voice was cold, almost amused. "Do you expect us to take you seriously?" John stepped forward, keeping his tone steady. "These ships may appear old, but they represent the dedication and resilience of humanity." Varkin's lips curled in a disdainful smile. "Resilience? Or delusion? Surely you realize that your fleet is outdated. We operate with technology centuries beyond your understanding. Your ships are museum pieces, artifacts of a primitive age." Lisa muttered under her breath, "Museum pieces, that's new." The aliens around Varkin laughed, a harsh, metallic sound that echoed through the chamber. Some of them floated closer to the humans, examining the ships with sharp, judgmental eyes. Laura felt her palms grow sweaty. She stepped beside John and spoke clearly. "Humanity is young in this galaxy. We may not have your advanced ships, but we have something else: determination, courage, and the ability to survive against impossible odds." Varkin tilted his head. "Determination, survival. Do you really think those qualities will protect you in battle? You have no experience beyond your own system. You are weak." Kevin Ross leaned slightly forward. "Experience isn't everything," he said quietly, his voice carrying more confidence than he felt. "Sometimes, survival teaches lessons no amount of technology can replace." John noticed Kevin's words, and he felt a spark of pride. Humans were always underestimated, and sometimes that underestimation could be an advantage. Still, he knew caution was key. Any sign of aggression could lead to disaster. The council meeting continued, with representatives from dozens of species presenting their fleets, strategies, and alliances. The humans listened, careful to remain polite, though many of the alien speeches were filled with veiled insults. The humans were laughed at, whispered about, and dismissed repeatedly. Every time a human ship moved, aliens would comment on how slow it was, how vulnerable it looked, or how primitive the design seemed. Yet, beneath the ridicule, John noticed something interesting. The aliens moved with confidence but also with predictability. Their ships relied heavily on speed and energy weapons, leaving large gaps in their formations. While the humans were far behind in technology, there was an old, careful precision in how their ships were built. They were simple, yes, but every system had a purpose, every weapon had a backup, and every crew member knew their role perfectly. Lisa noticed it too. She tapped her console. I don't know why, but I feel like these ships have secrets the aliens don't understand. Maybe we really aren't as powerless as they think. John nodded slowly. We'll see. Let them underestimate us. Humans have always done better when others count them out. Meanwhile, Laura continued to address the council. Her voice was calm but firm. We ask only for recognition, not fear. Humanity comes in peace and we seek alliances, not conquest. But understand this, humanity will fight to survive. We are not defenseless even if we appear so. Some alien representatives muttered among themselves, but most ignored her words. Varkin floated closer again, his metallic skin glinting. We shall see how long your confidence lasts, human. Perhaps you will learn humility today. Hours passed, and the humans continued their presentations, quietly enduring the insults. The aliens were clever and thorough, each one testing the limits of human patience and resolve. John noticed that his crew, despite the ridicule, remained composed. No one panicked, no one lashed out. The humans were small in number, yes, and their ships were slow, but their discipline was unmatched. Finally, the council paused for a break. Humans drifted toward the back of the chamber, relieved to step away from the alien eyes. John looked over his crew. We made it through the first part. Not a victory yet, but not a disaster either. Kevin nodded. We survived their mockery, that's something. And I think they're starting to realize we're not going to break under pressure. Lisa smiled faintly. Still, it's hard to ignore how ridiculous they think we are. I can practically hear the jokes. Laura sighed. It's worse than I imagined. They really believe we are helpless. We have to be careful. One wrong move and they might see this as a sign of weakness. John's mind wandered as he looked at the human fleet. These ships were old, yes, relics by galactic standards, but they carried something no alien ship had. Human ingenuity, stubbornness, and the will to endure. He remembered stories of humanity surviving against impossible odds, plagues, wars, natural disasters, and he realized that the aliens had never faced the human spirit before. As the break ended, John returned to the bridge. He looked at the alien fleets now gathering again, their glowing weapons and shields a clear show of power. Varkin was back at the center, eyes scanning the human ships like a predator inspecting its prey. Prepare for the next session, John said. Stay calm, stay focused. Let them talk, let them underestimate us. That will be their mistake. Lisa worked silently at her console, checking each system, making small adjustments. You know, Captain, if these ships could talk, they'd probably laugh at the aliens too. They've got a lot of secrets hidden inside these old hulls. John smiled faintly. Then let's hope they never find out, at least not yet. The council resumed, and the aliens continued their judgment, mocking every move the humans made. Every slow maneuver was criticized, every simple design laughed at. Yet John noticed something shifting. While the aliens were loud and confident, there was an undercurrent of curiosity. Some of them watched the humans closely, trying to understand how such outdated ships could operate with such precision and discipline. Laura whispered to John, "Do you think they're starting to see something? Something they can't quite understand?" "Maybe," John replied. "Maybe they're starting to realize that humans aren't as simple as they think, but we don't give them that satisfaction. Not yet." By the time the council ended for the day, the human crew felt exhausted but oddly proud. They had faced ridicule from dozens of alien species, and yet they had stood firm. Their ships were old, slow, and mocked, but the crew's determination had not faltered. As the humans prepared to return to their quarters, John looked at the stars beyond the council chamber. He knew this was only the beginning. The galaxy was vast and the aliens were powerful, but humans had something they could not see, and something the aliens had underestimated: the ability to survive, adapt, and rise when least expected. Lisa joined him at the viewport. "I don't know how we're going to prove ourselves," she said softly, "but I feel like the real test hasn't even begun yet." John placed a hand on her shoulder. "It will, Lisa, and when it comes, we'll be ready. The universe thinks we're weak, and that's fine. Let them think that. Humans have always surprised those who underestimate us." Kevin came up behind them. "And when we do, they won't know what hit them." For the first time that day, John allowed himself a small smile. The humans were small, old, and ridiculed, but they were far from helpless. The galaxy would soon learn that relics could be deadly when awakened. After the council meeting, the human fleet returned to its quiet sector near the edge of known space. The ships were tired, their engines humming softly as they drifted through the stars. Captain John Carter sat in his small office aboard the USS Liberty, reviewing reports and thinking about the alien ridicule they had faced. Lisa Brown entered, carrying a data tablet. "Captain, I've been analyzing our systems again. I think I found something the aliens don't know about, something important." John looked up. "What do you mean, Lisa?" Lisa sat down, tapping her tablet. "Our ships, they're not just old, they're old on purpose. Every weapon, every shield, even some parts of the engines have hidden functions. They were designed to stay quiet until absolutely necessary." Kevin Ross, who had been standing near the door, frowned. "Hidden functions? Like what?" Lisa smiled slightly. "I'm still figuring it out, but there are layers of technology we haven't even activated yet. These ships could fight in ways the aliens would never expect. They've been dormant for decades, waiting for the right moment." John leaned back in his chair. "I always knew these ships had more than meets the eye. Our ancestors didn't waste resources on ships like this if they weren't built to last and fight. What you're saying, it means the aliens have been laughing at us for nothing." Lisa nodded. "Exactly. They think we're weak, but they have no idea what's hidden inside these relics." Kevin shook his head in disbelief. "All this time, and the aliens thought we were primitive. Funny how being underestimated can be an advantage." John smiled. "It's a dangerous advantage, Kevin. But yes, it can be powerful if we use it right." Meanwhile, Ambassador Laura Mitchell reviewed communications from the Galactic Council. Several alien species had sent messages mocking the humans or suggesting that the human fleet was a joke. Some even hinted at taking action against human colonies, seeing humanity as weak and easy to exploit. Laura frowned. "This isn't just arrogance. Some of them are planning something. They think we're too small to resist. They could attack our outer colonies at any moment." John rubbed his forehead. "Then we need to prepare, quietly. We can't show them we're ready yet. If they know what we're capable of, the element of surprise is lost." Lisa tapped on her console, bringing up detailed schematics of their fleet. "I've started running simulations. If we reactivate the dormant systems, we could increase our firepower by 3 times. Shields, weapons, even propulsion can all be enhanced, but it takes time and careful coordination. One mistake and it could overload the systems." Kevin nodded. "So we've got a fleet of sleeping giants. We wake them and the aliens are in trouble. Sounds simple enough." John looked out the viewport at the dark, quiet stars. "Simple enough in theory. In reality, we need precision. We can't afford a misstep." "Lisa, start preparing the ships. Kevin, check tactical readiness. Laura, keep monitoring the council. If the aliens make a move, we need to be ready immediately." For the next several days, the human crew worked tirelessly. Engineers, technicians, and officers moved through every ship, activating hidden systems, checking backups, and running simulations. The older ships groaned under the stress of modernized functions being unlocked, but the crew's skill kept everything stable. Lisa discovered an encrypted protocol buried deep within the USS Liberty's control core. It was a combat system designed to handle overwhelming numbers. "It's called the Awakening Protocol," she explained to John. "It wasn't meant for regular battles, only for when the fleet is facing certain defeat. It enhances everything: armor, weapons, AI targeting, and even allows ships to operate semi-autonomously if the crew is overwhelmed." John's eyes widened. "That explains a lot. These ships aren't just relics. They were built for survival against impossible odds." Kevin leaned in. "And if the aliens think we're weak, they'll never see it coming. We can use that." As the fleet prepared, reports came in from outer colonies. Small alien scouting groups had been spotted near human settlements. Some had even fired warning shots at unarmed colonies, testing human response. The aliens were pushing boundaries, assuming humanity would not retaliate. Laura addressed the council remotely. "We are aware of your presence near our colonies. We request that all parties maintain peace. Humanity values life, but we will not tolerate attacks on our people." Varkin's voice replied through the council channels, cold and mocking. "Peace, human. We only observe. Surely your colonies are well defended by these old ships of yours." Laura stayed calm. "They are defended by the brave men and women of the human fleet. Underestimating us would be a mistake." Varkin laughed, a low metallic sound that echoed across space. "You speak boldly, human. Let us see if your actions match your words." The message hung in the air like a challenge. John knew the moment was approaching. The aliens would act soon, testing humanity's limits. He gathered his senior officers in the Liberty's conference room. "We've hidden our strength for too long," John said, "but now we may have to reveal it. The aliens think we're weak. They're wrong. Lisa, how long until the fleet is fully awakened?" Lisa tapped her console. "With current preparations, about 72 hours. Full systems check, weapon calibration, and AI activation. Any faster and there's a risk of catastrophic failure." Kevin crossed his arms. 3 days, that's enough time to plan our response. We can't wait for them to strike blindly. We need to be ready to act at a moment's notice." John nodded. "Agreed. Laura, keep diplomatic channels open. Any movement from the aliens and we'll know immediately. Kevin, run tactical drills with the fleet. Lisa, supervise the awakening sequence. Every ship must be synchronized perfectly." Over the next 3 days, the humans worked in a disciplined, coordinated manner. The older ships groaned and creaked as ancient systems came alive. Energy cores that had been dormant for decades hummed softly, shields shimmered with renewed strength, and hidden weapons rotated into position. The crew adapted to the changes quickly, learning to trust systems that even their ancestors had never used. In the control room of the USS Liberty, John watched as the fleet slowly transformed. The once rusted hulls glowed faintly with energy, shields flashed faintly with protective light, and weapons panels revealed new capabilities. Lisa's voice broke the silence. "All systems are online. The awakening protocol is complete. Fleet is ready." John's heart pounded. "Good work, everyone. This is what the aliens have never expected. These ships are no longer relics. They're instruments of survival built to endure and fight back." Kevin smirked. "And they thought we were weak. Perfect." Laura contacted the outer colonies. "All settlements are to remain calm. The fleet is prepared to respond if necessary. Any hostile action will be met with full defensive measures." Reports from scouting ships confirmed movement from alien forces. Small warships were converging on human colonies, probing defenses, testing reactions. John knew the aliens were playing with fire. They had assumed humanity's weakness, but they were about to learn that appearances could be deceiving. John stood on the Liberty's bridge, watching the stars for the first sign of enemy ships. "This is it," he said quietly. "The test is coming. We've hidden our strength for decades. Now we'll see if it's enough to survive and maybe more." Lisa stood beside him. "It's ready, Captain. The fleet is awake. All that remains is action." Kevin grinned. "Finally, let's show them why humans are never to be underestimated." The stars in front of them seemed to shimmer with tension. Humanity's hidden power was now alive, and the galaxy had no idea what it was about to face. The old ships, once mocked and ridiculed, carried within them the potential to change the balance of power in the galaxy. And John Carter knew one thing clearly: the aliens' laughter would soon turn to shock. As the fleet waited silently in the dark, John allowed himself a small moment of pride. Humanity had been underestimated, laughed at, and ignored. But now, armed with hidden technology and the courage of its people, humanity was ready to show the galaxy what it truly meant to survive. The awakening protocol had completed, but the real test was about to begin. The warning alarms echoed through the USS Liberty as the first alien scouts appeared near the human colonies. Captain John Carter stood on the bridge, his hands gripping the railing as he studied the blinking blips on the tactical screens. This was it, the moment they had been preparing for. Lisa Brown leaned over a console, her fingers moving quickly across the touch panels. "Captain, they're small ships, lightly armed, testing defenses, but more are on the way. Larger ships will arrive in minutes." Kevin Ross tapped his chin, watching the incoming formations. "Looks like they think we'll panic. They expect hesitation. They think we're still weak." John shook his head slowly. "They're about to find out how wrong they are. Alert all ships. Full combat readiness. Lisa, activate the awakening protocol fully. Kevin, coordinate defensive formations around the colonies. Laura, keep communications open. We don't want unnecessary panic, but we can't hide either." Lisa's fingers flew over the console. "Protocols are online, weapons primed, shields at maximum capacity, hulls reinforced. The fleet is ready to engage." Kevin's eyes gleamed. "Good. Let's show them why humans don't give up." In space, the alien scouts advanced confidently. Their sleek hulls gleamed in the starlight, energy weapons glowing ominously. Varkin, the metallic alien leader, commanded from a massive cruiser. "These humans are weak," he said through the communication channel. "Break their defenses quickly. They are relics. They will fall." But the humans had already anticipated this arrogance. As the alien ships drew close, a sudden wave of energy radiated from the human fleet. Shields, invisible until now, flared brightly around each ship. Hidden weapon systems activated, and drones deployed silently from compartments that had been dormant for decades. John grinned. "They won't know what hit them." The first alien scout fired a pulse of energy at a small human colony. The beam struck a shield and was absorbed, the colony untouched. From the Liberty, Lisa monitored the defense system, her voice calm but excited. "All units, maintain formation. Return fire with precision targeting. Engage the drones." Suddenly, small, automated drones shot from the human ships. They moved with incredible speed, evading alien fire, and attacked the scouts with micromissiles and energy nets. Alien ships began to falter, their formations breaking under the coordinated strike. Kevin laughed quietly. They thought they were hunting easy prey. Now they're under attack. John's eyes scanned the tactical display. "Focus on protecting the colonies. Don't pursue too far or we lose formation. Drones continue to engage and disrupt enemy coordination. This is exactly why the fleet was built this way." Meanwhile, Varkin watched in disbelief as the scouts were disabled one by one. "Impossible," he hissed. "These ships, they shouldn't be able to do this. They are relics." Lisa's fingers moved quickly, activating long-hidden weapons on the human ships. Cannons extended from beneath hull plates, firing concentrated energy beams. Gravity lances rotated into position, creating zones that slowed the alien ships and made targeting nearly impossible. Each human ship operated like a single unit, yet with multiple independent systems working together flawlessly. Kevin's voice came over the intercom. Captain, the aliens are beginning to retreat. Their larger ships haven't even arrived yet and they're already struggling to maintain control. John nodded. Keep the pressure on. Don't let them reorganize. This is our chance to make them understand humanity is not to be underestimated. The alien fleet's larger warships entered the system, massive and heavily armed. They expected an easy fight, a quick suppression of human forces. But the human fleet had a secret weapon, tactical AI systems built into every ship, which allowed coordinated attacks that no alien pilot could predict. Lisa monitored the AI, her eyes wide with excitement. They're adapting faster than I imagined. Every movement is calculated. Every enemy weakness is being exploited automatically. Kevin leaned back, a smile spreading across his face. It's beautiful. They think we're slow and outdated. We're showing them precision they've never seen before. The humans moved with fluid coordination. Ships formed overlapping shields around colonies while attacking alien cruisers from multiple angles. Hidden missiles shot out of compartments previously considered empty, striking alien energy cores. The aliens tried to adjust, but human tactics were unpredictable, blending ancient strategies with modern calculations. Laura's voice came over the communications line. All colonies report successful defense. No casualties so far. Humans are proving more capable than the aliens expected. Varkin's metallic face glowed with anger. They are not supposed to fight like this. Their weapons are too coordinated. Their movements are precise. How is this possible? John watched the alien leader, sensing fear now creeping into his words. This is exactly what I hoped for, he said softly. They thought we were weak. They assumed we'd crumble under pressure, but humans survive, and humans fight back when cornered. Kevin added, and we don't stop. The more they push, the stronger we get. This is our element. The battle escalated. Human warships, though older in appearance, unleashed energy beams, missiles, and gravity fields in perfect timing. Drones intercepted incoming fire, shields absorbed blows that would have destroyed lesser ships, and hidden weapons struck at vulnerable points in alien cruisers. Varkin's voice shook with rage. All units retreat. These humans, they are not what we expected. But retreat was not easy. The human fleet anticipated their moves. Hidden tractor beams slowed retreating alien ships, while energy nets and micromissiles disabled engines. The aliens had assumed an easy victory, but now they were trapped in a coordinated counterattack that left them vulnerable at every turn. Lisa monitored the battle on her console, her face lit by the glow of the tactical screens. Captain, they're breaking apart. Alien ships are being forced to retreat from every angle. We can end this quickly if we press forward. John shook his head. No, let them learn a lesson first. We don't need to destroy them. We need to make them understand humanity is not to be underestimated. Show strength but not cruelty. This is about respect. Kevin nodded. Agreed. We want them to fear us, but also know we fight with purpose, not just for revenge. The aliens scrambled to escape, but the human fleet allowed them a clear path, demonstrating controlled dominance. Their ships were faster than they appeared, and the coordination of their ancient yet awakened systems left the aliens no choice but to retreat. Laura reported over the communication channel. All colonies secure. Alien forces are retreating. Human fleet intact. Minimal damage sustained. John allowed himself a small smile. Well done, everyone. We've proven something today. The galaxy will think twice before mocking humans again. Kevin grinned. They mocked us, laughed at us, and now they've seen the truth. They underestimated what humans can do when they're cornered and awake. Lisa wiped her brow. It's incredible. These ships, they really were hiding their full power. It's like they've been waiting for this moment all along. John nodded. They have. And now the rest of the galaxy knows. Humans are not to be underestimated. That laughter, that mockery, they thought it was harmless. But humans have always had a way of surprising those who doubt them. Even Varkin, in his retreat, could not hide the fear in his metallic voice. "This is not over, humans. You have won this day, but do not think you are safe. We will remember this." John replied quietly to the communications channel, calm and measured. "We will be ready, and next time do not underestimate us." As the alien fleet vanished into the distance, the human crew let out a collective sigh of relief. The colonies were safe, the fleet had performed perfectly, and humanity had proven itself to the galaxy in a way no one could ignore. Kevin clapped John on the shoulder. "You did it, Captain. They laughed at us, and now they know better. This is what humans do. They endure, they fight, and they survive." Lisa smiled, exhaustion and pride in her eyes. "I never imagined seeing our fleet like this. Awakened, coordinated, unstoppable." "It's beautiful," Laura nodded, her voice filled with quiet satisfaction. "The Council will never forget this day. The aliens may try to dismiss us again, but they've seen the truth. Humans are dangerous when underestimated." John stood at the viewport looking at the stars. The galaxy was vast, full of threats and challenges. But now humanity had revealed a glimpse of its true strength. The Relic fleet, once laughed at and ridiculed, had awakened and defended its people with precision, power, and courage. "This is only the beginning," John said softly. "The galaxy now knows what humans are capable of, and they will remember it." The human fleet drifted silently after the battle, engines humming softly. They had proven themselves in combat, but John knew this was just the start. The aliens would regroup and future challenges would come. But humanity had awakened and the universe had taken notice. And for the first time in a long time, the crew felt a deep, quiet pride. They were no longer relics. They were the guardians of humanity, awakened, prepared, and ready for whatever the galaxy could throw at them to discuss alliances and trade, respecting the human strength. The crew felt proud but humble. They had shown the galaxy their power, but they also understood that strength came with responsibility. Every ship in the fleet, every hidden weapon and dormant system had a purpose: to protect, to defend, and to survive. One evening, John gathered the senior officers for a quiet meeting. "We've changed the galaxy's perception of humanity," he said. "They laughed at us, they mocked us, but we've earned their respect. And that respect will grow as long as we remain vigilant, as long as we continue to act with intelligence and courage." Kevin nodded. "We've shown them that humans are not relics. We are warriors, survivors, and strategists, and we will continue to prove it." Lisa added, "The fleet has more potential than we ever imagined. Every ship, every crew member has a part to play. The galaxy has only seen the beginning." Laura smiled. "And diplomacy will now work with strength, not weakness. Humanity's voice is being heard, and our people are safe because of it." John looked out at the stars one last time. "Today, we awaken the fleet. Tomorrow, we will continue to awaken the galaxy to the truth. Humans endure, humans fight, and humans survive. No one should ever underestimate us again." As the fleet drifted through the endless darkness of space, a sense of quiet pride settled over the crews. The Relic fleet had been laughed at, ridiculed, and doubted, but now it was awake. The galaxy had witnessed humanity's courage, precision, and determination. And in the hearts of every human there was a renewed understanding. Survival was more than strength. It was unity, intelligence, and the will to endure against all odds. The stars seemed to shine brighter as the USS Liberty led the fleet onward. Humanity had awakened, the relics had proven their worth, and the galaxy would never forget the day when humans rose from mockery to respect, showing that courage and determination could triumph over any expectation. And with that, the human fleet sailed forward, ready for whatever the universe had in store, carrying the unspoken truth. Humans may be underestimated, but they are never weak. The Relic fleet was ridiculed by aliens until human warships awakened.